Hello guys, and welcome back to a brand new video here on the channel. My name is James, and today we're going to go ahead and sit down and talk to you guys about Reading's 1-0 defeat in their first pre-season game of the season to Wimbledon. Now last year obviously we beat Wimbledon by 2-0, and this year was a completely different story. Last year we actually played with first team players, whereas this year, due to circumstances, it's a little bit difficult for Reading. Now, first of all, before we talk about the game, I do want to talk about the HMRC tax bill that we spoke about yesterday. Now, it was reported that Reading had paid the full thing off, but it actually came out from Tim Della that only 500,000 out of the 1 million has been paid. Now, supposedly 500k is still left to go. Now, in my opinion, it sounds like obviously we've paid 500,000 off of the Luca Fletcher transfer. Obviously him going to Man City for 600,000. So it just sounds like it's come from that, really, if I'm being honest, and it's a little bit concerning. Obviously there's lots of rumours that Dye's money's dried up in China and that he can't get access to it, underground bank accounts, like there's a lot going on, and unfortunately it sounds like we're going to be unable to get much more money coming forward. So yeah, very concerning times. Sell before we die, still the message. And yeah, hopefully we're able to see some changes coming soon. In terms of the starting lineup though, back to the fixture of the games. So for the first half, Reading had probably what would be more of a starting lineup that we'll see potentially for the start of the season, obviously due if transfers aren't able to be made. We had Jokel Anderson in goal, who I don't really mind him playing. I actually think he's decent as a goalkeeper, so you know, was very unlucky not to get the goal. It was a fantastic goal from Wimbledon, may I say. 25-yard top corner, brilliant strike, but he was the one in goal. Our two wing-backs were Nesta Guinness-Walker and Kelvin Abrafa. Jarrell Dorset and Tom Holmes were the two centre-backs, with Tom McIntyre, Sam Hutchinson and a trialist sitting in the midfield. Kalen Vickers, Femi Aziz were the two wingers, as Kelvin Ehiribitomen was the man that started up front. And for the first half, it was largely a massive stalemate. Seemed to really be just like a, you know, both teams kind of getting the rust out, if that makes sense, for pre-season. Sam Hutchinson came back and looked as Sam Hutchinson as ever, putting in tackles left, right and centre. Strong challenges that would definitely have got him a booking in the normal season. Nesta Guinness-Walker looked okay going forward, probably was Reading's best attacking threat. I mean, listen, if we're going to be stuck with what we potentially think we might have right now, seems like Nesta Guinness-Walker, player of the season, is set to happen, but listen, this is just all a big joke. It's all a big overhaul, obviously, of pre-season. It's, let's be honest, nothing really too much to read out of this game, bar obviously the legs getting a little run out. The manager for the game was James Oliver Pearce. He was the, manager, should we say, for this fixture. Seems like the trialist in midfield was Tariq Uwakwe. Probably butchered that completely. He was at Crewe Alexandra last year and picked up 41 appearances. Listen, was it a game that we can read a lot into? Probably not. Obviously, Reading did go 1-0 down just before the half. It was Josh Newfield. I've probably completely butchered that as well. He found some space out on the wing, drove into it, and absolutely fantastically rifled it into the top corner. Anderson's fingertips couldn't keep it out. And yeah, unfortunately, Reading were behind going into the break, and that's the way the game would stay. Reading obviously had a much changed second half team, definitely more academied up than the last one, and you know, the first one was very academied up. Dean Bazunas was the goalkeeper, Sam Paul, Louis Holtzman, Nelson Abbey, and Gennaro Marga were playing across the back four. We had Jack Senga, a trialist, and Michael Craig, Hamid Abdul Salam, Mamadi Kamara, and Adrian Akande were the full team. The trialist himself was the USA guy that Reading have had on trial, Tyler, and the name completely escapes me. I'm not going to try and pretend like I know. It was Tyler Binden, was the second half trialist, obviously with the first half one being Uwakwe. And look, let's be honest, there's not really too much I can sit down and talk to you guys about this game. According to the second half, we can just read kind of a little bit of what Reading had said in regards to the second half review almost that they've put out. Look, Jack Senga threatened He obviously made his debut on the last day of last season. He worked an angle to shoot from the edge of the box, but his effort was marginally wide. One thing that is a little bit concerning was that we were only able to get one shot on target throughout the game, and that was obviously the last kick of the game. Just before the second half drinks break, Wimbledon went close with Jack Curry. He was given time and space to work from outside the box, but he failed to test Dean Bazunis. Basically, it was just a lot of both teams really failing to work each other. Mamadi Kamara, he was the man who got the first shot on target for Reading. Didn't really make true contact with it, and it was kind of scooped up by the goalkeeper. And nevertheless, that was it. It was a 1-0 defeat for Reading. It was the first game of pre-season. It was more like the Reading under-21s, who actually did play today at Bearwood, and they got thumped 5-0 by Torquay. But that, again, wasn't really Reading's under-21 side. When you think about it, and the teams really that we spoke about here today, I mean, you look at Reading's first game, the first half, should I say. Kelvin Abrafa, Jackal Anderson, Jeriel Dorset, Tom Holmes, Tom McIntyre, Caelan Vickers, Femi Aziz, Kelvin Ehrabitoman. That's 8 academy starting players that have come through the academy. Obviously, we got the likes of Holmes and McIntyre and Aziz really being more established first team players. And then the second half, Sam Paul, Louis Holtzman, Nelson Abbey, Jeremy Magra, Jack Senga, Michael Craig, Hamid Abdul Salam, Mamadi Kamara, Adrian Akendi. Again, just academy players. And again, then we had like a 16, 17-year-old American bloke playing in the midfield as well. Look, when you look at it realistically, it was a more of an academy side, and I don't think it's going to be a true reflection of what Reading will look like come the start of the season. For me, I'm not going to base anything off just yet. I think it was more of a run out. It was more of a get the legs under them and see where we go from there. It's going to be it for today's video though, guys. Again, don't read too much into this. It's pre-season. I spoke about this last year as well when we were drawing with West Ham and stuff like that. Don't read into this at all. Just wait till the season starts and we'll really base an opinion from there. We've also got a new manager coming in. We've got a lot happening. So, yeah, fair play to Wimbledon. Congrats on the win. That's going to be it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching. I've been James. See you next time. Bye-bye.